If you're still struggling to get topspin on your one-handed backhand, then hopefully I can help you with that in this video. It's highly likely that you've already watched other videos and you kind of know how it should work, but for some reason you can't make it happen yourself. So in this video, I'm going to explain why that is and give you some things that you can start to work on to hopefully be able to get more topspin on your one-handed backhand. So I hope you find the video helpful. If you do, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel before, it's always greatly appreciated if you could do that as well. So if you've got a basic understanding of what one-handed backhand biomechanics should look like, there's normally only one reason why you're not going to be able to get topspin, and that comes down to timing. Hitting the ball late, generally because you've started your swing late. If you think about the biomechanics, you've got your unit turn, you rotate your upper body, you're rotating your pelvis, you're then going to initiate the swing by driving through your back leg. As you start the racket drop, you'll be stepping onto your front leg as you rotate the body, and then you'll be pulling the racket through to contact out in front of the body before following through. But if you look at the swing path as we come through here, the racket is relatively linear through this point. It's only once we get out in front of the body. So it's only once I get to this position that the racket starts to come upwards more. And yes, we can increase the amount of topspin that we get by internally rotating the arm and pronating the arm, and then externally rotating the arm and supinating the arm as we go into contact. But it still doesn't really happen until you get out in front of the body. So if you're not able to get topspin, it means that you're hitting the ball too late, and instead of being out in front of the body, it's somewhere back here, which normally happens because you start your swing a little bit too late relative to the flight of the ball. So if you want to fix this issue, it's that you need to address. You need to learn to start your swing sooner relative to the flight of the ball. Unfortunately, it's not normally as simple as just, okay, I'm going to start my swing sooner and everything's going to be fine after that. There are potentially things going on that you're going to have to address first. And the first one of those is likely to be late preparation. It doesn't apply to everyone, but it does apply to a lot of players. So you want to record yourself from the back and record yourself from the side to see whether this is something that you're struggling with. Are you actually set in position in time to start your swing in time? So do you get a good unit turn? Do you have your racket high? Do you have that back leg loaded, ready to initiate the swing? And depending on what type of ball you're dealing with, normally you want to be thinking of being in this position at least by the time the ball bounces. If you're trying to take the ball early, you're going to need to be ready before the ball bounces. If it's a really high, deep bouncing ball, potentially you can wait just a little bit after the ball bounces. But around the time the ball bounces is going to be a really good indicator. If you're not set in position in time, it's likely that you need to address late preparation. And in terms of how to do that, the first thing that you might need to work on is your ability to quickly and accurately read the flight of the ball so that you can react. And instead of going through that here, I've created a free tennis vision starter program that's going to show you some vision training exercises, because a lot of players, their visual systems don't quite work well enough. So I'll place a link to that down in the description, or you can go to tennishacker.net/vision to get hold of this free program. Potentially, you also might need to do work on your footwork patterns, just kind of practicing the movements, set up in position. Again, instead of going through that here, I'll place a link to a video that I've got on YouTube that's going to show you some footwork patterns that you can work on, because often players need to work on both before they're going to be able to prepare early. But that's the first problem. Late preparation. From there, it's about trying to read the flight of the ball and trying to start your swing at the right time. And again, like I said a moment ago, this gets tricky because it changes based on the ball that you're dealing with. So you have to be really good at reading the flight of the ball again, which is why training your vision can be useful. But then it's a case of thinking through it on court, feeding yourself different balls and trying to think about initiating the swing at a certain time relative to the flight of the ball. And I'll show you a few examples now from my own practice. So I'm kind of relearning to play left-handed because I injured myself in a mountain bike crash, so I can't play right-handed anymore. And recently I was working on deep backhands, and I was just feeding myself the same ball, but I was trying to hit different types of shot off it. So I was trying to step in and take the ball early. I was trying to hold my ground and just hold my ground and take the ball from a little bit higher. And I was stepping back and allowing the ball to drop. And what I want you to notice is the difference in when I initiate my swing relative to the bounce of the ball for the different types of shot. When I'm stepping in and I'm taking it early, you'll notice that I start my racket drop, I start driving through my back leg before the ball has even bounced. Then if you look at the example where I'm trying to hold the ground, you can see that I'm starting that racket drop and trying to drive through my back leg around the time that the ball bounces. And then if we go to me moving back and allowing the ball to drop, you can see that I'm starting my swing just after the ball bounces. So slightly different timing based on the type of shot that I'm intending to hit off exactly the same feed. So this is something you kind of have to think through, and that's why it generally takes a little bit of work, and I mean quite a lot of work, to fix timing issues, because every shot that you deal with is different. But this is what you have to think about when you're out there practicing. So if you're rallying backhand to backhand with someone, you're just trying to think, okay, boom, if you're not able to get that topspin, yeah, it was probably because my timing was late. Did I prepare early? Yes, no. If you didn't, you got to get the preparation. But if it's just a timing issue, you're trying to visualize the contact point. Okay, I want to meet the ball out there. When do I need to start my swing relative to the flight of the ball and relative to the bounce of the ball? And obviously, you know, how hard your opponent hits it, how much spin they put on it, the type of court that you're playing on, all those things can be a factor, but you just have to initially try and think through it and break the habit of starting your swing too late. So that is what you need to work on. It won't be an overnight fix. Nothing is in tennis, but if you're not able to get topspin, this is likely the reason why. So at least now you know what you need to focus on during your practice. So hopefully all that makes sense. If you have any questions about anything I've covered here, obviously leave me a comment down in the comment section. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.